ahead of the curve, but instead you guys were in ahead of me. Y'all are just too fast with your fingers.
I mean, Zyori just wants to spend more time with us, Trent. Can you respect that, please?
Melva just gave him a level 1 penalty.
I got a level 1 penalty. Oh no! Oh no! Not like this. Man, I hope for a more even game though. So far, we've seen 2 pretty one-sided games. I'm ready for like a good 30-minute slugfest where 35 minutes we're like, this is 50-50. This is anybody's game. It's going to come down to this sequence. It's going to come down to next Roche. That's what I want to see. These leads have started too early for my liking.
I want to see a rapier, all right? If we're going to have this super important game, let it be decided by a rapier. You know, I want to see Gyrocopter rapier, maybe an Ember Spirit one. That's what I want.
Okay. All right.
Trent, any wishes before we jump into the draft?
I was going to say, let's see what heroes are up to see if we can get a rapier or not, because we got the jungle, baby.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's dive on in.
Yeah. Speaking of rapiers, I just reminded a game I played this week. I was Enigma. I was super Omega tutored with my team because I was like doing so much and being
sounds like an Overwatch case.
Being, pushed back, and then I got this amazing 5-man black hole. I steal a rapier. I Roche with my rapier in level 25 Eidolons, and we win. That was, you don't expect.
Wow, that sounds like a YouTube video, Bowie. I'm gonna need to see the footy or it's fiction, baby.
I won a game last night where the enemy got a rapier and we killed him and won with the rapier as well, Bowie. Rapiers all around. Maybe it's some sort of a Dota omen.
I want to see that rapier, but
all right, back on topic, you nerds. So last game, I think you guys, if you are struggling versus Alchemist, like we all are, because frankly, he's extremely frustrating to play versus in pubs and in Dota in general, you should take a look at that last game and try and look at why that Alchemist got shut down, because Alchemist, by a lot of people, is still considered to be a pretty free win once he gets to the jungle, right? But they systematically destroyed everything that he tried to do because of vision. It was a full team effort, and that's why it's such a hard thing in pubs, because it takes not only map movement coordination and vision coordination, but also itemization coordination, because they're all just staying on the other side of the map the entire time, all together, as 5, pressuring, pushing, running at this guy. That's why Alex succeeds against uncoordinated lineups. But if you can somehow convince your teammates to do something like that, you could be SG in that last match.
So
good luck with that.
But that if we go to the enemy side of the map, they're going to stay in their base and they're not farming.
If you kill them all several times, potentially.
It pays dividends to have a good offense. Now, SG...
Is that the saying?
That's my saying.
I believe its offense is the best defense, but,
Yeah, that's overplayed. Dividends are in, Trent. Game stock and whatnot.
Yeah, the stonks.
The stonks, exactly.
So
back to the Mars.
Wait, was G&E all just a giant, sort of hint towards Gambler coming? Was this all coordinated by Valve? Is this one of those big real life things?
But you're telling me Netflix was just the beginning, and that actually they planted the seeds for this GameStop rise so that the Gambler can take place in Dota, secure his seat in the meta alongside Hoodwink? Oh god!
I mean, we kept techies. I don't know.
Is that hero even fixable? I don't know.
Wait, which one, Gambler or techies? Because they both have the same problem. Has techies ever been quote unquote fixed?
Fair point. You're making some good points here, Trent.
We were I was expecting this guy a couple times in the previous matches, and I think he just went totally ignored. So
I believe so.
Oh yeah.
The Grim returns, as they will have the 4th overall pick here, one of the most powerful picks.
Hey guys, what happened to Doom? Why is that hero dead? I think he's another one we haven't seen touched at all in our SA DPC.
His Ags got nerfed, and his Ags was the only reason he was kind of okay. I mean, it didn't get nerfed; it got destroyed.
Well,
the Infernal Blade.
The Ags wasn't the reason that you picked Doom Grimstroke, though. Isn't the Ags now the old Ags or something? Doesn't it make Doom do stuff again?
Yeah, I think the Shard is now the old Ags, but it's not as good as it was. Right?
Are you telling me Double Doom is not game winning anymore?
He's just weak against.
We're seeing all these Enigmas.
Kings.
Can I get a Grimstroke Doom?
Dude, it's a 5 Enigma.
Why wouldn't you just pick Beastmaster or something though? In a lot of those scenarios.
For SG, you mean? Or
I just mean instead of Doom.
Oh yeah. like a third of the cooldown of Doom. It still kind of does the same thing.
10 seconds remaining.
More
Good
cast
point.
range, actually.
Good point. Fair.
5 seconds remaining.
Fair. All right. Well, we take Tidehunter, not the Beastmasters.
All right.
They had their choice, but it is versus the Enigma, so this is that logic once again. Yes, Kraken Shell doesn't work versus Black Hole, but he
Radiant
can't
team
Eidolon up
ban.
your boars or something.
I feel like SGR you won. I don't think. What do you do now? That
They've
Enigma's
got
gonna
the purple
trash
man.
the Tide. They're gonna trash the Tide. And that's it. You just win a lane. You literally just win a lane when you pick Enigma.
Curveball. Tide's gonna go mid.
Ooh.
What heroes
Now,
do they ban
unknown
5
do have
seconds
last pick.
remaining.
to
Team
save the
ban.
Tidehunter's lane? Oh, they're not even thinking about the lane. They're thinking about the game. They're banning the Medusa. I was thinking more like Ursas and Monkey Kings and stuff.
I think they're like, okay, they have this Enigma. They can play mega greedy and just like protect the carry at all
10
costs because
seconds
the
remaining.
wave is always gonna be close to SG's tower.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I don't like what they're doing here on Unknown right now. I guess that Grimstroke is a flex hero because they're one of the few teams that actually ran the mid
Radiant
Grimstroke.
team ban.
But I don't feel like he does that much so far. Maybe
What if they
get
ran
some
it-
good Inkswell combos?
What if they did it like 4 and they put it with the Tide? Like, what if they just put it in the same lane?
What is going to be better about it if they do
I
it
mean,
like that?
you just gush the Enigma with Inkswell and you have the Stroke of Fate
10
versus the
seconds
Eidolons.
remaining.
Yes, but I think he doesn't have to play the lane,
5
right, as
seconds
Enigma. He can just
remaining.
be
Ban.
the 9 and
Well,
like playing
here's
close to
my
the tower
problem.
small
Do
camp.
we not have a hard camp pull still? Like, why is this just like an inevitable, like, oh, yeah, I guess you just can't pull anymore because he just killed the range creep?
That's
Like,
a
I
good
didn't see these
question.
Enigmas even able to walk up to the hard camp. So,
Yeah, he
like,
can pull with
unless
the
they're going to
Eidolons.
body block it the whole time, I don't know. I feel like you can just kill the Eidolons, can't you?
Yes, you can. But then, like, the
10
Tidehunter's not in the lane, right?
'Cause
they're level
whatever
1.
carry is free farming.
Radiant
I don't know. I
team
think this Enigma's... There's got to be some answers
It's-
here. I
it's
feel like he's a
harder to
little
play
overrated
against it,
right
dude.
now.
It is harder because, like, even if you kill the Eidolons and you get the experience back, the carry's still free farming, and you have like 2
Dire
heroes
team
dealing with Eidolons.
Mirana.
It is really strong. I gotta say. There's obviously things you can do about it. Like you do definitely want to block the camps. You don't really want the Enigma being able to mess with that. But the creep equilibrium, that's something you're not gonna be able to mess with
10
unless you have like a
seconds
shaker,
remaining.
which they don't. They went for the Marana 4.
Just need some tactics
5
here, okay?
seconds remaining.
That's our issue here. No one's employing the proper tactics.
Are the Eidolons really that tanky early on? Like the way Bowie's
they're-
talking about it, you're making it sound like these Eidolons are these godlike
No,
units
they're
that
garbage.
are untouchable.
They're garbage, but you can
Just
pull
kill
with
'em.
them. Like they're just versatile.
Yeah, they're also
And-
slower than shit.
Yeah, they're pretty slow.
Ah,
But
the
just, like, denying every
weaknesses.
range creep
Okay,
is
okay.
So strong, dude. It's
Well,
there's
That-
no other
that
unit
I
that
can't
does
Listen,
it.
disagree
he's on the SG train. Just leave him alone, all right? Enigma's going to win his 3rd game in a row.
Listen,
But-
I will agree 100% about the being able to deny range creep every time. That is absolutely like that is now the last deny
Radiant
mechanic like
team
that,
pick.
right? It was just Enigma and Lich, and he stands alone. So
Yeah.
enjoy it while you can, Bowie, because I'll bet you right now it's not lasting for long.
I mean, maybe a patch drops after this game. Who knows?
There's no rules anymore.
Day before the major. Actually, guys, Enigma sucks now. Sorry.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Ice Frog doesn't like him anymore. They went for this
5
Rubik again. I'm so
seconds
surprised they
remaining.
value this hero that much.
Isn't it better against Tide though? Like that's another one because we were talking about Rubik into Enigma, but the 5 Enigma it's not the same. This is still core Tide. You could steal some Ravages, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess you can much easier now with Rubik because of all the...
And I think like what SG did in the first game, they tried to have the Rubik 4 versus the Enigma 5, because then you like the almost do no damage when you zap them with the Fade Bolt. So it's one of the few 4s that can trade well versus Enigma 5. Most 4s don't. And that Marana 4, terrible. Like, yeah, she can kill one Eidolon with arrow, but she has no damage block, so she actually takes like much more damage than an Earthshaker would.
I think I was thinking about like PL, Ricky, or PA. One of these like shifty kind of jumping around heroes.
Yeah, I wonder if they want to just pick a mid hero right now and last pick their carry, having the better matchup.
Well, the thing
Or
is, they
if
see the off lane though at the same time.
I mean,
So
Mars
it's
could
like-
be middle. All right, they go throw. We did see Mars middle, but yeah, I think it's a really good strong combo having Troll Grim, and Troll doesn't have that many counters actually.
It doesn't feel like it. Honestly, Troll has felt super solid in most of the games we've seen. Even these other really top tier carries have been a little more hit or miss. The Troll is a beast.
I would wager that he's a losing record though. I'm gonna
Overall
check right
or in
now.
SA?
In SA, I think overall too. He might actually. No,
think-
overall he is. Holy shit, he's 57.55% overall. Yeah.
really good.
analyst is wrong.
Hey! I was mostly talking about SA. Let me check.
I guess like Weaver is probably the best carry that jumps to mind versus Troll, but I don't think.
The Drow, Bowie, come on.
64%. All right, he's actually been crushing it in SA.
When the
apparently.
host snipes it. Oh,
My bad.
well, this is nice. That's a good way to cut up the watermelon.
Okay.
Slark with a blade.
All right. If this was not a 4DR team, you could also say that this Lark could be middle, but I don't remember seeing 4DR ever playing that hero, so it's probably going to
10
be
seconds.
Carrie's Lark anyway.
Is this a Costa Beal classic? Is this? I don't think of him with this
5
hero, but I'm sure it's in his
seconds
repertoire.
It's not an HFN's
Radiant
Lark,
team
but
back.
it's a good South American Lark player.
And they're just going to ban some anti-Slark heroes.
Team back.
And they're going to ban the
the other
80
one.
Invoker. Yep.
You think Viper? Oh no, Viper's already out.
For SG, you mean though? Like what do they need?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's just been on
blind
his Lark
mid.
counter.
I mean,
10 seconds.
what do I want here? OD's still in, actually.
Ooh.
He was nerfed a little bit. but
Nerfed.
I think very playable. It's like 1 armor, 5 movement speed. Excuse me, a little bit of extra mana now on Astral, longer cooldown on Arcane Orb. It sounds like a lot, but it's a lot of little small things where OD is still OD. He's a little less oppressive at level 1 because the Orb has a 50% longer cooldown, but
10 seconds remaining.
I'd like some more tower pressure since they don't really have any with the level 1
5
Eidolon
seconds
Enigma.
remaining.
Yeah, that's actually a big problem. Like they started trying to go full on push on SG, but they got banned quite a bit.
I hate to be this guy, but you could buy Meteor
is
Hammer on
available.
OD.
Can you just like last pick Beastmaster here and play Mars middle?
I
I mean,
I guess they have Troll, but they definitely like push.
Timber is still in too. Actually, so if they
They
tried
do
like a
have
Mars
green,
mid,
though.
that could be a little
10
disastrous.
seconds remaining.
No, I mean unknown. Like if they
Oh.
if they try and run the
5
Mars mid.
seconds
Just trying to
what
think of
about
things that
like a
make them kind of
DK
sad.
here?
I mean, he's like, what else gives you push, right? DP's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
I mean,
like-
we're scraping a little bit.
I don't know. I can't say I'm into it. I heard there were a couple DKs today, actually. I think Viking GG picked it as well.
Radiant team
Yeah, he's
pick.
popped up a little bit. Oh,
Wow.
Back
Full
for
on
the
kill
tiny.
mode.
so mid tiny then.
Or is that Theolacore tiny?
Yeah, I'm thinking. here.
5 Rubik? Nah.
With a 3 Enigma.
Yeah,
But
nah,
Tiny
nah,
looks
nah.
like such a risky
10 seconds
last pick when you.
Yeah, that's
like,
core.
Oh, buddy.
Heroes.
Is he ever still in? The Outhouse Devourer. He makes it through, and 10th pick here. This looks like a great OD game.
Can you mid tiny versus OD?
Now that they nerfed the orb, I think you can. I think it's
Yeah, I
way
guess you're
worse.
right, actually. Yeah. That makes such a
But-
huge difference for melee matchups.
I wonder though, like this OD Mirana combination. I think it's pretty easy to kill Tiny.
I think it's still not fun for Tiny. You're definitely right. It's a little bit better than it was, but that still sounds like a really rough matchup. And remember, it's only the first 2 levels of Orb that have been hurt. So it's like those first couple waves are really bad, but if you're mid OD, you get that XP really fast. It's the faster you level up, the less of a difference it makes. So
Bowie, can Theolacore carry this game on this Rubik? Because it's a good Rubik game.
It is. Well, I'm not gonna say I hope he can because I'm an unbiased caster. I think there's definitely a chance for Theolacore to carry this game, but I feel like a nose draft here is probably the best draft they had in all 3 games. Very
Yeah.
little push on SG. They have this Tide Hunter to protect the towers, that immovable wall Thibaut loves to
Yeah.
talk about.
I just hate
this-
their heroes on SG.
Yeah, this matchup looks great.
I just Slark, tiny.
I love the emotion.
Mars,
Like I just,
like,
it's not logical. I just hate him.
Oh, but it's map 3 Brazil though. Oh, that's true. Brazil ping and they're going kill draft. Ooh, trying to do
It's
saves.
smart. It's a
Quick
smart
fingers
idea.
effect.
That's a pretty big aspect.
I mean,
I'm
I've got to
still
go
going for
unknown.
unknown.
I really believe in the OD. I think OD is a hero. You 10th pick him with a reason, and the reason is it's a damn good OD game. So I'm feeling it here. All right. Well, Gary, we need some help as well. You don't have an alchemist to ride on this time. Now you've got to make the big decision. Game 3, the hope for SG hanging in the balance. Where are you at, bud? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm liking the look at this outhouse decorator, outworld devourer, obscure defenestrator, whatever you want to call him. It's a pretty good pickup there in that last slot for unknown. And I kind of lean with Trent. The tiny and the slug last pick look a little bit wonky, but that last touch going, talking about the kill draft on the Brazilian server, potentially they can do it, can't they, Theben?
Yeah, they can do it. I can see how both of these lineups can work out, but at the end of the day, I'm not a huge fan of Tiny. This is the one hero where I'm like, I see it last picked, and it's good when it has a flex potential in the early game. Not so good once it's like your last pick hero, and this is the hero that you found to be able to make space for you. You're playing against Tide, you're playing against Troll, you gotta save on the OD. Tiny doesn't like playing into this Grimstroke's Phantom's Embrace. There's a lot of factors going on, and I mean, he's got to play so well on ADR this game, Gary.
He sure does. Interesting little bit of all chat coming out at the start there. Costa Beal.
What is it?
Yo, Blue, what about our deal? XD.
This is not ranked.
This is not ranked, says Yodomi. So I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, we got a lot of money on the line here, buddy. We ain't looking to gain a 30 MMR.
Run like the dog.
Yeah, it's super
Maybe they
important,
just
right?
have like a friendly deal, Gary, where they're like, oh, I won't kill you if you don't kill me. We just chill.
Yodomi's just going to leave it for his teammates to kill him instead. But yeah, again, going back to what the panel was saying, super important for SG here. Winning this, they do, of course, have to go up against Beast Coast, and they're also looking at Thunder Predator in their next series as well, but potential for them to go to the major. Looking like they're in a decent spot. Well, this is going to be it. This final game, game 3 of the series, they do have the Enigma. And you said in the last one, the defining factor, that common denominator, position 5 Enigma for KJ yet again.
Okay, so if SG win this game, it's because of Enigma, all right?
Yep. But if they lose, it's because of the Tiny.
If they lose, it's not because of Enigma, it's because their draft sucked.
Fair enough. Strong words, but understandable.
I do understand why they picked the heroes they picked and the reasons for it on the side of SG. I just feel like Unknown did get the upper hand here. I think Troll is an incredibly good hero. I saw it in week 1, and people were still skeptical about it. But when I play pubs, this is the one hero I feel like is gonna outcarry it. Once he gets ahead, I don't know how to bring him down anymore.
It feels kind of difficult to, poke and prod at him in lane, right? Unless you have the perfect lane setup with a ton of damage over time, harassing him. Because he just throws the ranged axes at you, chases you, right-clicks you, and you're like, well, shit, my lane's kind of over in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I gotta go with Unknown here in this draft, though. Like, if I was gonna favor one of the teams, it's gotta be Unknown. And it solely comes down to, for me, the Troll matchup, what he's up against. Like, Enigma 5, Enigma in general is a pretty decent hero against Troll, but Enigma 5 is not gonna be a threat against this Troll unless it gets to 30 to 50 minutes in, where Enigma 5 has a dagger and a BKB ready.
We'll see what this Costa Bill Slark can bring to the table too, because there's a few things he's got to worry about. Santi's Eclipse and Ravage, arrows and Phantom's Embraces all coming his way. Up in a lane against the Marana Tide. And Yodomi's Grimstroke is going to be up here for a little bit too. You want to put the Grim down bottom, right? Even though the Enigma's top.
Exactly. You don't want to ever tri-lane into the Enigma, who's just constantly denying these range creeps also. So you're going to lose too much XP. He's just showing up here, and he's going to TP out very soon. He's just trying to see if he can get something going with the Gush for a first blood play. Plus the Troll blocked bottom, so he's going to get level 2 right away.
And there's the TP from Yodomi. Back down into that safe lane. Tidehunter's already bullied the Slark out.
I can trust you guys.
And Custabil, cutting through some trees, backing away. And then in that mid lane, RoboZ up against Adriano. A 3-0 start for your OD. What's your favourite name for him? Because he's had a few little name changes there, the old Outworld Devourer, Outworld Destroyer.
Outworld Devourer.
The original name.
Yes. There's nothing else. It's either original or bust. OG or
Sounds
bust.
about
Like I
right.
still call Windrunner, not
Windrunner.
Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you miss
Windrunner.
the old like flavor names? You know, like Bloodseeker was
Oh,
like
yeah.
Strigvir, and then Chantress was Iuster and stuff like that.
Yeah. Dino says Akasha.
Okay. Oh yeah.
who that
Bit of Pain, of course.
Yep.
And then we also had like the special players, right? Like the Yafet Shadow Fiend.
Oh
Man.
yeah. How about Magina?
Magina. Oh, come on, you can't pronounce it like that. Magina, please. Magina. Yes, absolutely. Good old anti-mage, my old friend.
That's definitely the best
Oh,
one.
is Adriano dead in the mid lane, by the way? There's another Astral here. Tiny, just being gone on by
looks
Robo
pretty
Z.
dead, right?
Fairy
oh, they
Fire.
got a fairy fire. Okay.
He's all right
There's
with
that
bottle
nerf.
charges.
That's that orb nerf right there, not getting the kill. No, honestly though, the panel talked a little bit about the nerf to OD. In my opinion, it's huge. When one hero gets 4+ nerfs, that is always gonna be huge. It doesn't matter how like small it is. 5 movement speed, you know, some extra mana cost, cooldown
-1
on Q.
armor.
Oh yeah, I mean this is all like, it's all painful, right? Like even before he got nerfed, it wasn't like we saw OD in every single game. It had potential to be played in multiple roles, but pretty
It's very-
significant.
Yeah, very often it's how it feels, right? How the hero feels. You're not necessarily wondering or worrying about the numbers, but it's definitely noticeable once you get your hands on it.
It's also how the hero skill builds, right? You just keep one leveling Q and then you max out everything else. So now you got that 6-second cooldown on Q. It's there for a long time.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna be scaling it up early on. So you might even see some adjustments to OD scale builds potentially.
No, that's Mirana wandering around, leaving Tide alone. He's got a nice little wave drag back though.
Yeah.
So Drakeel keeps
They got
getting his
that.
experience going.
They also got that Astral Imprisonment into arrow combo they could possibly throw onto mid lane. Like just Unknown's draft in general has so much synergy in this game.
It's kind of where I thought the Mirana was heading. Oh, Costabil might be in a spot of bother now. If Widge can slice this arrow through the trees, oh, there's a salve for Slark. Never mind.
Slice?
You'll be all right.
Is that the
That's my favorite
word
word
of the
now.
day?
Yeah,
Slice. Yeah.
I saw a
Slark's
Juggernaut
gonna
earlier.
Slice through that watermelon.
Absolutely.
Not an arrow gonna slice to that
Slice through the air. Nice bit of forward momentum. Angular velocity.
top. There's an Invis Enigma here, but he's not very high level, so.
He's level 2. Where's the black hole, KJ?
Yeah, dude, actually, back in TI4, if you didn't get level 6 on Enigma by 4.5 minutes, you were bad on Enigma. And you were a support Enigma, by the way. So you were jungling, you're trying to get level 6 by 4.5 minutes, then you would smoke up instantly and go make a black hole play on the enemy mid laner. That was,
Was that-
legit the meta of Enigma.
Was that still the Was that the Helm of the Dominator patch? Or was that before
No,
that?
what? What?
What was Enigma
When do you
buying
think
back
Dominator
then?
came out? I mean, he just bought like Mech, Blink,
Okay.
BKB, support
Wait,
Enigma, yeah.
when did Domi come out? Do we not have Helm of
I wanna
Dominator
say-
in TI4?
It wasn't the same Dominator that we have now.
Or like taking creeps and stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was something else back in TI4.
My memory fails me. I'm sure the panel have got some words in chat in a second. Tiny's first rotation though, grabbing some bounty runes, coming down towards bottom lane. We'll be able to scout some stuff out, see if there's any stacks first. Troll
It's
is
a very
incredibly
early
low
rotation
HP.
though. Yeah, he wants to
They see Burner.
get some momentum here. As soon as they see,
There's the lift.
dead.
And the Tombo. First blood
The
comes
combo,
in.
first blood, yeah.
Sure is. TP rotation from Mirana as Yudomi turns. Great ink spell and that stroke of fate takes
Very
down the
nice.
Tiny. Look at
Oh,
him
they
go.
went for too much. Very greedy play there from ADR. He should have just settled for the first blood and backed off. I mean, now that he's dead, he's given a lot of experience with Mirana. Mirana's also... Okay. Never mind. She's just dead.
Just it.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's gonna get a bunch of XP, but she just sat right in front of the tower, let herself get speared up there. But, you know, overall, though, big win for SG now that they got that Mirana kill. 3.
And they're trying on that top
3
lane
kills
as well. Tiny's level 5, and he's now made 2 side lane rotations. Onto the Tide with a toss back. Drakeel's still alive thanks to the stick charges. 20 HP gets out of there, and Tiny, oh, is he going to die again?
No,
Goes
he
bot,
can't afford to.
Gets a kill and dies, and there's the Santa's
Yikes.
Eclipse. RoboZ drops it on him. KJ's going to turn with a Malefice, but there's a substantial amount of damage from Yodomi and RoboZ to finish him off with that final click.
And that is
Disaster
a Tiny with no TP now. Is he still level 5, Gary?
Yes,
He
5.5.
is. Oh, Lord. That is your mid Tiny, your last pick hero. Like, you were hoping to absolutely destroy this game. And there you have it.
Like, OD's nearly level 7, honestly. He's got Meteor Hammer, he's got an Observer Ward to place down if he wants to in that mid lane. He could just look for kills. Or he can just keep pushing.
Yep. It's a lot of tower damage. I mean, tier 1 mid, the most important tower in the early game to take.
Oh,
He
and
feels great.
Adriano's given up on that mid lane. He is now what looks like a position 4 Tiny. He is full on roaming.
Oh, boy.
2,600
Yeah,
net
he's-
worth. Bottom lane, here he comes. Burner in the trees. 3 heroes converging on him. They missed the
Oh,
arena.
missed the
It
arena.
clears the trees, though, so they can see him to get Adriano on top of the Troll Warlord. They get the kill, but look at this. The Power Rangers arriving. Drakeel's ready with a Ravage. They want to focus on this Adriano Tiny so bad. The leaps with the Inkswell gush him down. The Ravage securing the kill. Tiny's got to be so distraught about how the past 2 minutes have gone for him.
He's got 3 deaths. I mean, this is like... He's making some plays happen, but the way that he's playing makes me feel like he's very uncomfortable playing this hero. Right? Because typically you see Tinys, you know, they push lanes, they farm, they get like a rune, and then they make rotations. Some of these plays look very forced. And he's the one who's like losing out on that.
Yes. Making a bit of space for Ghost to be able to get his farm on. Not looking too bad on the Slark. Mars is doing alright. Oh, but in the mid lane, Rubik's been found by the combo. Oh, is that self-astral? Yeah, he steals it. Buys a bit of time for himself, but the final touch from RoboZ clears him up for a killing spree. And Tiny is still level 5 up in the top lane. He was hunting Troll for a second there. Burner,
boy.
he's scanned, he's scouting, he's looking. Where is the Tiny? I mean, Troll is also level 5.5, found by another Tiny combo. Costabile wants it, but Tiny's level 5, so he doesn't do that much damage. He's got a 3-1-1
Dude,
build.
He did like, what, 300 damage to his troll
Nothing.
there? OD though, mid. That's a big kill if they can get
Have
this
the
one.
arena on him. Spear him up against the side. RoboZ.
That's it.
That's a huge one for SG, and they might get Yodomi too with the body blocks from Theo. Waiting for the spear to come back up and a God's Rebuke. Do they dive for this? It's plus 5 Grimstroke. They're going under tier 1 mid 4. King Owl gets it, but they're going to lose out the Enigma. Leap forward from the Rana, leap out again. Misses out on the arrow, nearly catching Theo on his retreat. It does feel kind of desperate and forced, like you said, though, from SG.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be okay if they can give the tome to the Tiny later. Just give him that XP to catch up, and if he continues to do this, like, the Mars is getting ahead, though, and so is the Slark. He's creating a little bit of this pressure where his other cores can farm and... Oh, they got the toss back, did they? Oh no, saved by the OD. Where is he gonna land? Oh, okay,
sure.
that's where he's gonna land. Like, right in the middle of the lane.
I was zooming out to see the Astral, like, pretty high up in the sky, thanks to the toss. Well, there's a haste rune for Tiny now. Oh, man. Usually, with mid-Tiny 10 minutes in, you're looking at, 1.5k gold, maybe 1,200 saved up. Blink Dagger's, on its way, it's coming. Not looking so good for Adriano. Top lane, the Troll's made his home up there. Kills off a courier for free. Costabile is trying to finish off the Echo Saber. Pops his Dark Pack pretty early on. Maybe a little worried there that Jokeel would pop the Ravage, but they're focusing on the objective instead.
Yeah, this is much better. And now you got the Tide Ravage, you already saved, the 3 cores are together, SG can't take middle. and they're gonna have to give this up, and this is gonna create a lot of space for the Troll now. And now that Troll is also level 6, the Tiny can't make those plays any longer. Because if he ever tries to do it and the Troll lives, he's gonna pop the battle trance and Tiny's just dead after that.
What's KJ up to?
He
Where's this Enigma
is
going?
getting some XP top. You know, he didn't get the tome. Had to give it to his teammates. Who
Scrambling
did take
for
the
level
tome though?
6.
Did you see? Was
I
it the
didn't.
Rubik?
I'm not sure. I would assume Tiny, honestly, but I'm not 100% on that.
Tiny's only level 7 though. It was Rubik? Oh, this ass. He was already level 6. Should definitely give it to the man who's created so much space for him to get that level 6 early on the Rubik. Because Tiny moved around and the Rubik was the one who stayed mid, right? It's a very selfish teammate there, Gary.
Very selfish. I do make a bit of space. So selfish. Mars is hunting. It's only Mirana down there, though. Can't really go on her. King Owl closing in on the Yule Scepter. But SG, they've got to group up with this tiny Enigma top. They want to use this black hole, maybe get the Troll Warlord. He did show himself under that Dire Observer near that top tier 1.
Oh, Black Hole. They got Black Hole. After the oh goodness gracious, this is
That's
not
not great.
looking like damage, boys.
Nope.
That combo just
That wasn't a combo.
Tiny.
He didn't tombo.
That was not. That was an avalanche. Wait for it.
Toss a creep.
Yep.
I think they've got a pretty good idea. There's vision on the Troll now. But yeah, Burner's had free time up here to get that Maelstrom going pretty quickly.
Honestly, Gary, even if they did get the Tombo off, I'm not sure if they had the damage rate. It's only level 7 on the Tiny, right? Oh, they're trying again. They're gonna try again. What's going on? What is this?
Not
He's just, like,
entirely
touching
sure.
him. I mean, they're kind of like, he's just like touching him, you know, making
Get
him
out
feel
my
like he's
lane.
unsafe. Yeah, get out, and Troll's out, and it's like, all right, buddy.
I'm gonna go farm Ancients. You can have the lane, Tiny.
Yep.
Oh, battle trancing for the Ancients.
I mean, to be fair, the Stark and the Mars are very farmed, though.
Oh, TP cancel bottom lane stops the tide from rotating. And mid lane, they lose the Rubik to that leap in from Mirana. Tidehunter stuck down bottom now. He's got Ravage and he's trapped inside the arena. Does Drakeel want to
he's not
force
gonna
it?
use it. He's
There's
not
no
gonna use it.
rotations.
He's
He's
got
under Moonlight
That's all
Shadow.
he
They've
needs.
got no
Easy
reveal.
Moonlight. Yep. You know core players, they don't carry
Invincibility.
dust. Very good call there from
Dark Pact is down. He's just used it.
Oh,
That's
they're
Ravage
gonna do
into
it.
Arrow.
Oh,
They've got
he's
the
so
combo.
dead.
Beautifully set up by Unknown.
Very
I mean,
nice.
a lapse in judgment by SG, I think, as well, can be factored into that.
He did not expect that the Tide was just gonna chill around and Mirana's gonna come there and kill him. Playing a little too efficient there by the Sark.
And they're going to smoke up immediately. KJ pops it on the OD. They've given the Inkswell to Widge. I don't think she's going to be able to leap onto the Enigma right now, but with the Banish
what?
and the Meteor
That
Hammer,
arrow.
waiting until it hits the H, comes crashing down onto him. They've stolen Astral there on Theo. And they know there's some vision over in that jungle too, as they do Astral up the Mirana. One leap remaining to get her down to the low ground. Is it? Lift. Back
it.
into the pounce. Getting something out of it.
Which kind of hesitated a little bit there to get away from the Rubik. Got killed for it. Sark did TP to the top side, so they know Sark is not bottom. Won't be a lot of pressure going down there.
And he's got the Possessed
Troll-
Mask.
Oh yeah, delicious.
The game-winning
Possessed
item.
Mask. Echo Saber too, but not something that you typically see on Slark these days, I want to say. But he's playing against Tide. I think that's why he went for it.
I guess we've seen a couple of different builds from this slug. Oh god, that Mars Arena. Over in the Dire Triangle. Yodomi looking for those bounty runes, does steal one, forces the arena as the rest of SG moving in with Astral into Astral. Where's the black hole? No mana for it. Can't get it done, but with the Avalanche toss, Adriano has slain Robo-Z. And the Slark
Very good
arriving
kill.
onto the Tidehunter, sitting at about half HP. Another Astral. Rubik just lining it up for a pounce back in onto Witch. Do they have the Avalanche from the high ground? They sure do. Clearing up the Mirana, kill after kill. Now it's Unknown's turn to have a bit of a chain feed. Tidehunter with a hood, 11-1 charges. He's a tanky bastard. And Grimstroke's behind him,
Combo gets
silencing up.
silenced.
They get the Soul Bind, but they've destroyed Drakeel. 4 kills in a row. Troll Warlord, the only one unscathed after that.
Titan and Ravage. The moment your OD dies, you just gotta get out if you're unknown, because you know the troll is not gonna be coming into these engagements.
And now the toss back. Find the Grimstroke. They've sliced him through them.
Hammer.
It does come landing onto Adriano, but a Yule's up will stop the OD from doing any further damage, and they've killed the tier 1. This game has
just
turned
a
so
little-
quickly. Like, Tiny had just an absolute disaster of an early game, but now it feels like SG
Nice
are
got
winning.
dagger. Yep. I think Unknown just kind of overconfident there, thinking they can defend that tier 1 after, or try to help get some kind of return kill after the OD got picked off. All they had to do was just sit in front of the tower with the Tide and wait for them to come into the Tide and just counter initiate with the Mirana and the Grimstroke. So because of the chain feeding, like you said, they were able to take this tier 1 tower, which should have been very hard for SG to take.
And now, a lot of room for the Slark.
Definitely.
Farm
Going for an
all the way-
SNY too. That's going to be a good item against the OD. It's going to mess with his Astral into Meteor Hammer combo.
Yeah, and then Tiny gets that top lane for free. Gonna have his Echo Saber coming up soon. Do you feel like SG need to go out on the map and smoke and make plays, or and with this Slark kind of farming away, you're all right with it?
It's a good idea to go out and make plays right now because it's nighttime. You got that night vision advantage from the Slark, and you are killing wards thanks to the ultimate of Slark too.
Oh yeah, he knows where all your vision is. Double leap from Mirana gets out. Tidehunter also. He felt something was coming, so slipping past the smoke there from SG.
Which is also rushing Aghanims. No defensive items really, apart from the HP that Ags give. Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, no Yule Scepter, no... They're going for Tranquils as well. No Arcanes or Mech or anything like that we've seen from other Pons 4 Miranas.
Something to help your teammates, right? Because now if you go this build, you have to be doing damage.
Oh, Enigma,
Spells
frontlining.
need to provide a lot.
Oh my
Arrow
god.
misses.
I didn't expect the arrow to miss. I thought it was going to actually scratch his back, but Tidehunter isolated now under the Midnight Pulse. Black Hold. Slark's going to come in for some more bonus agi. They've got the
nice
spear on the
King
left-hand
Al.
side, finding Yodomi. Another Yule's found this OD. He's got a Meteor Hammer to drop, but
That
Malphus
again.
and another Astral Spirit. They've taken down 3 heroes in a row. The Troll Warlord is not ready to fight right now. Unknown are playing 1 man down.
They are indeed. And you know, it's possible that we can go back and talk about how Tiny made all that space and pressured the troll and kept him low enough in network that he's not able to hit his timings fast enough.
Sort of making
maybe
the Troll
King-
anxious.
Yeah, maybe ADR is just a genius with his plays.
Yeah, I guess like making the best out of a bad situation. It didn't look particularly good, but I think you're right. Sort of retrospectively, it wasn't particularly bad. Maybe we railed on him a little bit too much. Adriano, I mean, his net worth still doesn't look amazing when he's making the plays where it counts.
It's just so funny. I just called him a genius, and then he just went for that stun toss combo onto the Mirana, and he missed.
Well, they might have found a troll with it. Arena Spear missing.
Oh boy,
King
that
Owl
was a
doesn't.
short kill, right? If they got him.
It looked like it should have been, yeah. Now it's King Owl that's in trouble. Leaps forward. Inkswell not going to be there to connect. Didn't have that final leap. Does he die here? RoboZ's the one to actually fall back towards the mid lane. Theo Lecourt takes down the OD, and King Owl is just fine in a 1 versus 3. Rotate the Rubik back down with another Astral. And I feel like the stolen Astrals from this Rubik have been way more impactful than the ones from the OD
Yep.
himself, because they get another kill on
Definitely.
Yodomi.
This is why when people want to pick OD, they always
Adriano.
ban the.
He's real deep. King Owl's nearly dead to
use.
tower. Final spear slices through the Grimstroke. Slark is still
Mars
there ready to
alive.
battle. Mars saved up by another Astral. They're diving in deeper. They're on the tier 3. He's tossing the Slark on top of the Mirana. Adriano has got 1 charges. No, he still falls, but they take down another 4 in return. This time it's without the Tidehunter being involved.
He's taking the role of the troll. He's like, all right, my turn to farm. Why you guys all die bottom? It's just this game, Gary. It's like SG touch someone on unknown, that hero they touch is like surely dead, but they still send in backup to try and help that guy who's dead. And they keep beating more kills over and over again. That's happened like 4 times now. Where unknown just had to settle down, you know, take one part of the map, chill there. If SG run into them into that one part of the map, then you can fight. And until you get your item timings, you don't fight.
Yeah, there's this OD who had a pretty spectacular laning stage, now at 4th in net worth, struggling to catch up to a Slark who is, you know, he's slamming away the goal. He's got 12k net worth to his name, nearly at BKB at this point. And trying to control up an SNY BKB Slark is going to be a really tough challenge. So they're going to smoke around with the troll.
Now. So the best thing to deal with the Slark would be...
He doesn't have it yet.
Alright, miscommunication on the Ravage there.
With the Astral overlapping a bit, they're still going to take down the Rubik. Self-fuels from the Mars, but in comes the Tiny. With the Enigma, the Black Hole's coming. KJ silenced. He can't get it done. That could have been huge for KJ, but in the nick of time, the Grimstroke gets the Phantom's Embrace onto him, and now the Slark pounces down to the low ground. Maelstrom procs coming out too. The Anchor Smash and the Arrow. There's the kill they needed. Unknown strike back, and Adriano can't finish the Marana. Puts himself in harm's way. Tiny with another gush, slow him down with the ranged axes coming. They could chase this one. It looks like another kill. A 5-man wipe is incoming for Unknown.
Tomboy
Troll
too.
Warlord. Another Tombo, a buyback from Enigma. Where's KJ going? He's still in Fountain.
He's just scaring them.
Okay. the scare tactics.
The scare black hole, exactly. I mean, maybe he wouldn't have died anyway, but now he's bought out. His net worth is looking pretty bad. He's not gonna get BKB like for the next 10 minutes, and if he dies again, he's gone for a long time. But great fight there from Unknown. Like, they got the Ravage with the dagger, they got the Troll ultimate. Again, a little bit of a miscommunication on the Astral plus the Ravage thing, but it still worked out in the end. And Slark's gotta be careful. He really can't manfight into the Troll if they're all grouped up together on Unknown.
It looked like the sickest black hole I'd ever seen, though. Like, 5-man black hole was there within, within an inch. So
and the silence comes out.
KJ.
You know what I want to see from him? I want to see him get a blink and then just get the shard. Like, forget about the BKB. You know, just get in there.
Get in,
Shard
suck him in.
Sucks. Yeah, exactly. Suck him in instead. Just wait for all the spells to be blown, like the OD Astral, the Silence, the Tide ulti, and then just go in for the black hole after that.
Just let your Tiny die, you know? Let Tiny jump in, tank a load of spells, tank a load of damage, then the Enigma comes in last second. Clears them all up. Marana farming on Division, and pretty close to this Adriano Tiny. But they will all group up together again.
That's a huge damage boost for Unknown's lineup now.
It looks like they want to try and get a pick and then play into Roshan. Going up towards that top jungle. Troll Warlord's already shoved out the wave. There is a
They got the Ravage.
courier.
This is why they're making this in this play aggressively right now. Because the Ravage just cooled off.
Well, they blink on the Mars.
No? There we go.
One-man Ravage. Follow up with the arrow. Simple pick. 50 seconds without the Mars. And Roshan time.
Roshan time. Let's go. This is a good momentum play. I mean, if they don't get Roshan out of this, like if it's just a tier 2 tower, I think SG can just revive and run at Unknown.
Yeah.
And you should do it. And you got a BKB too on the Slark now. So you got your timings on SG. It's fighting mode.
25 seconds with no Mars, though. A little bit tentative without that king out. But if Unknown go into the Roche pit at this moment without Ravage, that could be their undoing. Take the outpost up top after that tier 2, of course. Bottom lane's pushing back in towards the Radiant side, so somewhere that they could move someone down to farm, but like relinquishing this area of the map feels pretty bad when it's 25 minutes in, Roshan's alive, and you know both teams are vying for control.
Yeah, I think this just comes down to Tide using Ravage there and not being able to get the Roshan right after.
So here's that smoke. Just what you wanted from SG.
They have to sit at the tier 2s. No Unknown. Do not go out there. You know you don't have Okay.
That's a Tombo. Leashed and pounced upon by Costabile, and Adriano claims the kill. Move forward to the high ground for the bonus one. Cherry on top. The Grimstroke. He gets that Soulbind as his dying breath. Tidehunter Troll all retreating. Get back to base.
yeah, Unknown, their anticipation is just not there. Like this is what differentiates a tier 1 team with all the other teams. Understanding what the enemy's next play is because of what you done. And they did not anticipate this instant smoke up and run at you from SG, and now they're gonna give up 2 heroes, potentially a Roshan. Actually just back off. They realize they don't really have that physical damage at the moment, and it was only 2 support kills they got so far. So Tide has 30 seconds left on his Ravage, and then let's just see Unknown go back and do the same thing again, and hopefully this time they get more than just 1 kill.
Yeah, they've got to be aiming for these bigger team fights. Do you want to be starting fights like that with the Blink Ravage, or would you rather, you know,
It's
OD
okay
Astral
to do
first,
that.
or?
No. I think you want to do the Blink Ravage play, but you need to get like 2 heroes with it, I think. Because you want the OD to just blink in, you know, hit 2 times, drop the ulti, Mirana Arrow follows up, you got that double Starstorm going, and you can just delete 2 heroes. And don't let SG set up for the fight. Pretty much. Because there's no other instant disables on Unknown team, apart from the Ravage. I think Astro gives your opponent 4 seconds to get ready.
And react.
Exactly.
Well, they're in a good spot now on that high ground. Still in position to defend Roshan. SG still all grouped up. What's Rubik got now? He steals the Astral once more.
again.
The toss
He's
back.
always gonna get that.
Tide Hunter blown up.
Oh, deleted. My
50
God.
seconds without him now, and the arena's going to find the Grimstroke as another bonus kill. Yadomi. Last second Inkswell. Here comes the slot.
Oh, they got
looking
the
for his
OD
bonus
too.
Agi, and the OD. Oh dear. Astral up by the Rubik. I think the
Black
Rubik
hole?
stole it. He speared back.
Doesn't
Don't even need
need
the
it.
black hole. RoboZ's dead.
Jesus.
Another quick
Okay.
triple there coming through from SG. And they've got a number of objectives they can go for. Tier 2 mid lane. They can maybe pressure a buyback. They've got Roshan open to them. Troll Warlord. Yes, he's pushed all the way to tier 3, but he's got no fight to join into.
No, I'm sorry, Gary. I don't know why Unknown didn't just group up with the Troll while the Ravage was up. They just kind of let the Troll split push top, sat middle with like 3 heroes, and that's it. They had the Basher already ready on the Troll. They gotta tighten up a little bit here.
Yeah, they looked really good in game 1 in that regard, right? Playing very tight-knit. As that group, smoking, using Moonlight Shadow to catch people. And this time around, the last couple of games, SG have looked much, much better. And now TPing bottom, the
They had
anticipation
vision of the
you were
Mirana.
talking about. They know where the Mirana is. They also know Troll has shown on that lane. Astral into Spear. This time around, King Owl makes damn sure he doesn't miss. Snipes out Widge, and Troll Warlord is being used up here. SG have
Careful,
everyone
TP
bar
there.
the Enigma down bottom. No TP. He's got BKB Battle Trance. And they've left him this time. They've said, okay, Burner, you are out of position. You are dead.
He didn't even pop his spells there. Just died.
Accepted his fate.
Yeah. I feel like maybe he should have popped his spells and tried to bring someone low enough so they can't just keep hunting and going for Roshan potentially here. But realize that, okay, it's better if I just hold my 10-second BKB or 9-second BKB and then fight again later.
He's dead for 45 seconds though, so it's a lot of room for SG now to push all 3 lanes towards them, farm every single jungle camp on the map. Like even Enigma right now is like, cool, I've got time to get BKB. I'm gonna be there soon.
Do you feel, Gary, that the OD has done more good or harm in this game by being in the game?
Overall, I'd say it's kind of balanced. Like the first, 7-8 minutes seemed pretty good. He got that meteor hammer fast. Tier 1 tower looked pretty dead. Then the remaining, 20 minutes? Yeah, not so great.
Feels that way too. And he went for the blink as well before going for this BKB, and I think he just needs his BKB so badly. Now they're gonna get a Roshan on SG too. And this is a hard Roshan to take. Like they don't have good physical damage.
Do you feel like
What is
this problem may be caused by Slark in the Vision game? Like kind of looking at the map and thinking about the last 15 minutes or so, like
Oh,
the Vision
definitely.
game has been super hard for the Radiant.
Definitely. I think Unknown did not play well together as well, right? You play against a Slark, you're gonna be running low on vision. You need to take over one area of the map and you need to protect that area. So SG don't just take over everything. But I feel Unknown has spent a lot of this game just splitting up trying to be as efficient as possible, and you really can't do that against Slark.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, because I'm seeing Grimstroke with a gem, and I feel like I very rarely see gems picked up, especially this early on. I'm trying to deal with all these obs and sentries that are coming out from the Dire squad. But there's the last outer tower taken down, and Bowie, you are correct. Enigma now has the BKB completed.
Got it?
Bottom lane,
Bottom tower.
Tiny finds the tide. He does have a TP, but dusted up, so Moonlight Shadow not going to save him.
That's gone now.
Oh yeah,
No more
Kraken Shell
dust.
just pops it off.
Kraken shell. Yep. Walk away.
Blink
Easy
out,
peasy.
TP.
But yeah, this black hole is going to be very efficient now. Effective. I mean, like there's nothing to stop the black hole apart from an OD save here. Alright, Gary, you know what they need on Unknown on this OD? So this Rubik will stop stealing Astral
Lincoln.
and saving allies. No, he needs an Essence Flux. He needs the shard. Buy the shard, click the Essence Flux before the fight begins, and then show yourself to the Rubik. Rubik will click it, steal that, and now he doesn't have Astral anymore for like a good 20 seconds.
Just don't give him Astral. Oh, and Theo's been real spot on with that. We've nearly got a Rubik BKB. He's got bot Etherlens Blink buying a BKB now.
Oh, okay. So he wants to BKB the Ravage and then steal it right away. Doesn't get hit by it.
Seems
Yeah,
like a
Theo
pretty
is owning this game, man.
Pretty sweet plan, if you can get it done.
He's been playing very well.
Radiant's top tower.
2.5 minutes left on that Aegis, though. Unknown sweeping all the way across through their own jungle. It looks like Slark is the only hero they've got an inkling of where he is. Tiny and Mars, two tanky boys, going to breach the high ground too. And Unknown, they've split again. Troll has TP'd home. OD's trying to get out of there, and they'll catch the Grimstroke. Adriano's found the simple kill. The gem is also on the deck.
Oh, they
Ooh, I
don't know
if
about the gem.
Yeah, the Dire
They
haven't
don't know.
noticed it.
They didn't know that he had a gem this whole time, and it's really good they didn't catch the OD there, because I think the illusion spotted him, but they were already committed to the Grimstroke. OD kill would have been very painful.
Now it's just waves and waves of pressure, though. Every single lane converging towards Radiant Base. And it feels like
As
Unknown...
she have... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Unknown are probably out of smokes at this point. How do you leave your base to go and do something?
It's very hard. You gotta wait for the Aegis to run out. I think that's their number one thing they're looking at. They can't really go out and do anything unless the Aegis is out. If you run into a Slark, Slark's just gonna man up on you, and then you get exposed. SG are gonna start rotating all their heroes to that one Slark.
It's basically a Slark with 3 lives, with Shadow Dance and Aegis and BKB. Enigma still farming jungle. No worries, says KJ. You guys can keep out playing on that map. I'm just going to sit back in the triangle. It's my turn now. Slark and Tiny have had their run in the jungle to farm. I'm going to stack some camps for myself. And look at there, the difference between the two carries. Costa Beal 7-2 and 8, 730 XPM, close to 600 GPM, and Burner struggling. A good 4,000 net worth behind. That's one big item behind. And he might get closed in on bottom. How SG think better of it. And you've held them back in their space for quite some time. And jump in from Tiny. On with the OD, forced to BKB.
BKB.
Turns with a soul bind on the
Soulbind.
Ravage, but there's the BKB from the Tiny. Slark still has Aegis for 10 seconds. And they force the hand here of the Radiant now, so no Ravage for a good 140 seconds as the Mars Arena, the Astral save, the blink away. Tiny. He will retreat.
That was a very awkward Ravage there. Oh man. All they traded was a tiny BKB for it too.
Yeah, they get 4 bounty runes.
SG are looking so good right now. I mean, they lost the Aegis, but then they buy themselves another minute or so because the Ravage is on cooldown.
Well, they could probably go in for another crack at this. Radiant playing under their vision. Trying to wait for SG to come a little deeper. Get close to that Radiant base. But Enigma, he nearly has Blink. So Blink, BKB, and then Shard is queued up next. KJ feels like he's in such a winning position. He is literally just farming as a pos 5 towards these next huge items for him. Because they are game-winning items. Like, he knows if he gets to this point, he could literally just win the game with that one black hole.
It's good. It's good. I mean, he got so much space because the allies are constantly shoving the lanes in anyway. So someone should be collecting all this farm on the map. And now you got this Enigma, who's also like a core at this point. There's a value of position 5 Enigma. It just, it's just so scary.
Oh, the pounce in. They find the Mirana and the OD. Avalanche toss back. The OD is going to be the focus now as the Mars and Tiny focus on him. Soulbind comes through. The BKB's pop though. The chase in with the Mars Arena not catching. It's the BKB and the blink out there. But the black hole. Enigma. Who's he called? Not even a troll. The spear back. It touches him for a second. Tidehunter wanted to join in there as well as they buy back Grimstroke. But the OD did die in the end.
It's okay. It was the scare factor black hole. Letting them know I got a BKB.
Avalanche toss again. Yodomi dead for 70 with no buyback. That's a dieback instantly from the Grimstroke. And SG know they're in a 5 versus 4 if that OD does return to the battlefield. There's no black hole though, but a blink. Avalanche toss. Adriano clears through the Mirana, forces yet another buyback. And Astral, is that a Astral save? Yeah, it must be the Rubik's one that's kept Adriano in the running. He can BKB and maybe blink away. Burner has no battle trance, no BKB, stunned up. Burner's dead. Troll Warlord has no buyback. SG have probably just done it. Game 3 victory incoming. Spearing the Tide up against the barracks. Mirana dieback as well as Constabile continues his dominating streak. Once the Tide Hunters Drakeel, the final ravage of the game. SG 5 alive. And they want to finish off these buildings. GG's called.
Oh, yeah.
One step really closer to the major for SG.
I will say one thing that really ruined Unknown's game is the fact that they picked OD and this Rubik stealing Astral just annihilate them in the fights. They don't have a lot of disables, so all those Astral saves, they were so clutch. Then you saw in the last fight, right? The Tiny gets Astraled by the Rubik. Then this Troll who popped the ulti going on the Tiny chased all the way out of the base to go for another target. And now the BKB ran out and Troll's dead. That was it. But Unknown, they had a lot of moments where they should have just been grouped up somewhere and farming, waiting for the Troll BKB without feeding on their other heroes. And